Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from a Lingfield Park here on Saturday. It is the 7th of May, 2022. I'm going to look at the stakes races on the program from Lingfield, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kit 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and also remember to go check out my Derby preview from Churchill. It's live right now here on YouTube, so check out my thoughts on the Kentucky Derby and all the other stakes races on today's program from Churchill. And also remember to join me next week for my Dante preview from York, all throughout the week from York. It's going to be some great racing. But today's one of my favorite fixtures of the year. It's my favorite Derby trial, the Derby trial day from Lingfield. You have some very good races, and let's get to the stakes action. We'll be looking at races 3, 4, and 5, the 240, the 315, and the 240, the 315, and the 350. There we go. I don't know how I lost my train of thought for a second, but I did. Let's get to the third race, the 240, which is the Derby Trial. It's a listed stakes for Class 1 horses, going for a purse of $91,000. Three-year-olds here. Field of 5 three-year-olds going the distance of ground of about 2,400 meters, or just about a mile and a half. I believe it's a mile 7/16, which is a mile 3.5 furlongs plus some. But this is always a good race. It wouldn't surprise me if it gets a group status in the next few years again. It hasn't been run as a group race since like 2012 or 2013. I can't remember, but you've seen quite a few horses in the last few years coming out of this race and running some good races. It produced a Derby winner of 2019, Anthony Van Dyke. Last year, the horse that placed in it went on to win for Godolphin in the Derby. I just can't remember the name off of my top of my tongue. I just watched the race yesterday too. Aldear, something like that. Like I said, this is always a good race. With that being said, I think if you had to give me a horse right now to bet in the Derby, it would probably be this one, because I really like his pedigree and I like the way he's going. That's the 3-horse United Nations. He's going to be my top selection here, and if I had to give you a Derby selection right now, it would be him. I would go 3, 4, 5 in the tri-cash trifecta. 3, 4, 5 tri-cash trifecta, top selection of 3-horse United Nations. Colmar owns this one. Aidan O'Brien trains. Ryan Moore gets on this 3-year-old colt by Galileo. The horse's most recent appearance came at Epsom, a mile and a quarter in their Derby trial on the 19th of April. His seasonal reappearance, and he finished 4th by 2 lengths. He was just way out of it early on. He was very wide that day, and he never really got going until very late in the run. He definitely needed the race. Coming here second off the bench, a mile and a half, where he could settle it down on the front end, get some good position early on. I think he's in a better spot to win last time out. And if you see any bit of the 4-1 at post time, I'll be jumping for joy right before the race. Two back, he ran on the 9th of October at Newmarket, 1 mile in the Group 3 Autumn Stakes, and he finished 7 by 6 3/4 lengths behind Carabas, who went on to win the Guineas last week very, very easily. This horse just kind of stalked, kind of hit the wall late. They ran quite a quick mile, and I just don't think he was handling the mile trip there. And then it naced on the 16th of September, 7 furlongs in a maiden race. He won by 1/4 lengths that day, and he basically stalked. He got the lead and got the job done very, very easily. He's definitely been on the improve with every single race. He's bred to go a mile and a half. His dad won a mile and a half. The great dam sire, Lemon Drop Kid, was a mile and a half Belmont Stakes winner here stateside. Went on to have a very good 4-year-old campaign, and his prodigy, Lemon Drop Kid, have always run very well on turf also, especially over this mile and a half trip. So that's something that he gets on his side. So going to the long trip, good ground, drawn well, forwardly paced, I think he's a very likely winner. And let's see how he does today. The track here at Lingfield, it's not Epsom, but the horses that run here always do well at Epsom. And just mind the Derby, shall we say. The horses that run good at Lingfield always run well at Epsom, and vice versa. So you watch out for him today. And like I said, if I could give you a Derby winner right now, or a selection, it would be him, because I think he's on the up and up. So to recount my selection for the 240, the third race from Lingfield, it's the Derby trial. Let's take the 3-horse United Nations. Let's go 3, 4, 5 in the tri-cash trifecta. The fourth race now, the 315. It is the Oaks Trial. It's a fillies listed stakes for Class 1 horses, going for a purse $58,000. Race for 3-year-old fillies. 9 of them are going about 2,400 meters, or again, the distance of ground of about a mile and a half on the turf course. I'm going to take the one horse Belt Buckle as the top selection. Let's go 127 in the Tri-Cash Trifecta. 127 Tri-Cash Trifecta. Top selection, one horse Belt Buckle. This 3-year-old filly by Golden Horn. Rab Haviland gets on this one for Jonathan Gosden. The horse's most recent outing came at Wolverhampton on the 26th of February. The only start for this horse. Mile 3/16 in the Class 5 Fields main auction, and the horse went by a neck that day. And, she sat back early. It took her a little bit of time to get going, but from wide trip, she got the job done in hand. Coming here today, not the world's toughest Derby trial, going to a long trip, which I think she's bred for and she should really like. I think she should really get a good run. Drawn low. Let's use her here. The 2-horse Emily Dickinson is your second likeliest winner. 3-year-old filly by Dubowie. Ryan Moore gets on this one for Ian O'Brien and the Coolmore Group. Most recently at Nace in a filly's main race, she won by a neck and she was just drawn in the parking lot. Very, very wide throughout, but she stalked, slowly moved her way up, and she got the job done. She had to be used a lot that day, but she got the job done. Before that, at Leopardstown, a mile and a quarter in her seasonal reappearance in a filly's main race. She finished 5th by 6 1/4 lengths. Again, she just never really showed up until the middle portions until the very late stages of the race. Another race, she needed the race, but another horse going to a longer trip. She should stay forever with Montague on the damn side. I think she could run a good race at 5-2. We'll definitely use her in the place pod. And like I said, wouldn't surprise me if she wins either. To recount my selection for the 3:15, the 4th race from Lingfield, the Oaks Trial. Let's take the 1-horse Belt Buckle. Give kudos to the 2-horse Emily Dickinson. 127 Tri-Cash Trifecta. 1-2 in your place pod. The 3:50. The 5th race from Lingfield. It's the Group 3 Chartwell Stakes. It's a Group 3 event for Class 1 horses going for a purse of $81,000. Race for 3-year-olds and upwards. Fillies mares only. We have 8 horses going 1,400 meters or 7 furlongs on the turf course. My top selection, I'm going to take the 4-horse She Do. I'll go 4-5-1 in the Tri-Cash Trifecta. 4-5-1 Tri-Cash Trifecta. Top selection of 4-horse She Do. This 4-year-old filly here gets Jack Mitchell up on the saddle for Roger Varian. The horse's most recent outing came at Newmarket, 9th of October, 6 furlongs in a filly's listed stakes in the Boetsia Stakes, and she won by a head that day, and she didn't break all that clearly, but she was quarter horse to get some good position. She quickened up. She was hitting the wall late because she kind of didn't break so well. She got the job done, but it was a very tough race at the end. You saw a very tired horse at the end of the run, but coming here off the refreshing of the winter refreshing, I think back to good ground, she could really run a good race. It's not the world's toughest Group 3, which is in her favor. Two back, she ran at Ascot in the October Stakes over the 7 furlongs there, 2nd of October, and she finished 5th by 2 1/4 lengths that day. She just kind of stalked all the way around. She had to be on the drive. She just wasn't excelling there at Ascot. You either like it or don't. I don't think she liked the very soft going there. And then on good ground at Salisbury, 6 furlongs in a Class 4 fillies handicap. She finished 4th by 4 1/4 lengths that day. And again, she just kind of stalked, never got the good turn of foot. She just got beat by, a slightly better horses on the day. And then in Newmarket, 10th of July, 7 furlongs in a Class 2. She finished 7th by 4 3/4 lengths. And she just kind of stalked and hit the wall. But her most recent races haven't been half bad. She's going to see a ground that's good, which I think she'll really like. At 3-1, let's use her. Don't throw out the 5-horse here, who was Thunder Beauty. William Buick gets on this one. She ran most recently in that October Stakes, where she finished 4th by 2 lengths. She definitely outran her 50-1 odds that day, or 40-1 odds that day. She closed up from nowhere to get the race done. Before that, she ran horribly at York, but her races in Ireland, weren't bad at all if you go back in the form. And her races in the UK before that were decently run. Coming here, not the world's toughest race. I'll give her a shot at 5-1 also in this very wide open event. But to recount my selection for the 350, the 5th race from Lingfield, the Chartwell Stakes, let's take the 4-horse She Do. Give kudos to the 5-horse Thunder Beauty. 4-5-1 Tri-Cash Trifecta. 4-5 in your place pod. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.